is about time. I mean, I just couldn't get the ball in the hole. I wanted to, but I just couldn't do it.
Me and you both know this film. This is Happy Gilmore, the cultural cornerstone of Western comedies. Practically every household in the 90s had a copy of this movie, so it makes sense for its praise to be shared between both the audience and the critics, right? Absolutely not. This film is objectively fucking atrocious. So why does bad art stick with us? And what does that say about culture, criticism, and human need? That's the question we'll be answering today. But before we can even get started, we need to understand what bad even means in media. To define what bad even means in media, we first have to accept this uncomfortable truth. There is no such thing as an objective definition of bad art. There are only frameworks that claim to be objective. But with that being said, these are the primary criteria that a piece of art would have to meet for it to be considered bad. First, we have technical failure.
Jackass.
Often referred to as poor pacing, flat acting, broken animation, bad sound design, etc. These are all craft-based judgments. They imply the artist failed mechanically or fell short of what they were trying to accomplish. Second, we have the category that most failures succumb to, an aesthetic or vision failure. The work succeeds technically, but is considered tasteless, shallow, or uninspired. This is where pieces like Adam Sandler comedies land. So do games like Pokémon Scarlet and Violet and films like Transformers. They are functional, but are often criticized for being lazy or void of creativity. And lastly, a cultural or moral failure. Media that's problematic, regressive, harmful, or ideologically invalid and destructive. Think of works that perpetrate racism, sexism, fascism, etc. These are value-based criticisms, technically subjective, but still extremely valid. But there's a glaring paradox. Even when something is bad by all of these standards, we still love it sometimes. Because the function of media isn't always to impress. Sometimes it's to comfort, distract, to feed our nostalgia, to hit an emotional need, not a standard. So a shitty Adam Sandler movie or a half-assed Pokémon game still delivers on the emotional level, even if it fails artistically. So let's be honest, who decides what's bad? Critics look at form, theory, originality, and depth. Audiences look at comfort, fun, identity, and social bonding. Neither of them are wrong, they're just asking different questions. And when something like Happy Gilmore succeeds with millions, it reveals that bad media often understands people better than good media does. That's why mediocrity wins, not despite being bad, but because it gives us what we want, not what we should want. And there's no better film that embodies this paradox better than Happy Gilmore. Critics hate it for a reason. It's structurally weak, the plotting is lazy, and the characters are thin. These are all valid metrics for criticism. But these same flaws are what make it so lovable by the audience. A weak structure also means the story doesn't demand close tracking. Viewers can zone out and still be entertained. This is because a low cognitive load equals repeatability. It's a movie you can play in the background and still understand what's going on. I mean, seriously, the entire setup can be pitched in one breath. A failed hockey player joins the PGA Tour to save his grandma's house. That's digestible to everyone. It's a classic underdog sports movie. Mentor figure, rival, training montage, low point, final triumph. It literally does not get more textbook than that. But again, this is why people love it. It's like a comfort movie. It works because it's been done 100 times before. Humans crave that comfort. Happy Gilmore also prioritizes caricaturing characters over realism.
Okay, well, I'll be at the Red Lobster in case you change your mind, shooter. God bless!
I mean, Shooter McGavin is literally arrogant rival number 4 from Central Casting. Happy is the loud, unpredictable protagonist. Every side character has one exaggerated trait and nothing else. How does this relate to mediocrity? Because they're memorable. Not because they're deep, but because they're loud archetypes.
Happy Gilmore, oh my God!
Fast to understand and easy to enjoy. But just being brilliantly mediocre isn't enough to land cultural resonance. Happy Gilmore is very culturally sticky through quotability. Think of moments like,
Hey, Gilmore, you suck, you jackass. Why don't you shut the hell up?
or
Don't worry about it, you're still in good shape. All you gotta do is just tap it in. Just tap it in now. Hey, just tap it in.
among many others, these are all very memeable moments. They can be repeated, remixed, and referenced for decades. My point being that a mediocre film can still be iconic if it produces endlessly reusable micro moments. With all that being said, there's one more criterion I want to touch on. Happy Gilmore leans in heavily on emotional payoff without emotional risk. I say this because the ending delivers exactly what the audience signed up for. Happy wins, Grandma gets the house back, and the villain is humiliated. No moral ambiguity, no nuance, just exactly what you expected. This links with mediocrity because it's safe. It trades depth for maximum possible dopamine in the shortest amount of time. The point of all of this is that despite the technical failures, shortcomings of a meaningful vision, and moral imperfections, Happy Gilmore is still the most successful and iconic Adam Sandler film of all time. Why? Because the imperfection of art reflects the imperfection of human condition, and that's precisely why it resonates. People don't care that Happy Gilmore is objectively or technically bad. They love it because all of its flaws are the exact thing that make it connect. It's sloppy, obvious, and repeatable, and those qualities turn it into communal comfort. Happy Gilmore has become less a film and transcended into a ritualistic nostalgia drug for all of Western culture. Huh. Ritualistic nostalgia drug.
Don't do it to me. I beg you. No.
Nothing. You have nothing to do with this decision.
Where are you going?
Vincent, we can't live side by side.
Trust me, it pains me just as much as it does you to include Pokémon in this video. But whether we like it or not, Pokémon is mediocre. That's exactly why it's beloved. Think about it. The franchise hasn't meaningfully changed in 25 years, and that's exactly why you love it. For 29 fucking years, Pokémon has stayed true to its absolute core. Catch creatures, battle gym leaders, beat the evil team, and win the league. That's it. The visuals are serviceable at best, the story sounds like something my nephew could write, and the combat is rock, paper, fucking scissors. And yet, unlike Happy Gilmore, which succeeds despite these flaws, Pokémon thrives because of them. Pokémon relishes in its own simplicity. The mediocrity is a feature, not a failure. So I want to talk about how everyone got attached to this Pocket Monsters bullshit. Here's why. Pokémon weaponizes emotional investment through these 3 criterions. Number 1, collecting. The primal urge to collect sets, and I quote, catch 'em all. Number 2, attachment. Even the blandest of designs become meaningful to you because you caught and raised them yourself. You manifest the meaning. Pokémon nurtures it. And 3, community. Trading, battling, and artificial urgency create the illusion of a living world. Pokémon's refusal to evolve is deliberate. Risk nothing, and you keep the nostalgia pipeline flowing. The only changes from entry to entry are illusory, such as new regions, new Pokémon, slight mechanical tweaks, but as I've said before, there's never any meaningful change. This also brings us back to critical failure versus cultural dominance. Critics have labeled modern Pokémon games as lazy, repetitive, and technically underwhelming. They're not wrong, but commercially, these Pokémon games are untouchable. With all that being said, Pokémon is the undisputed final boss of mediocrity done right. It stops trying to impress you and only tries to make you feel safe. Pokémon isn't here to challenge you or reinvent itself. It's here to be exactly what you remember every time you return to it. And in a world constantly obsessed with innovating and reinvention, maybe that kind of stubborn unchanging is the most powerful weapon of all. All right. I know that's a lot to take in, so let's zoom out to the actual meaning of this video. We worship mediocrity because it's the easiest escape from a world that's too complicated, too painful, and too demanding. We don't want art that challenges ourselves. We want art that doesn't make us think too hard. Art that doesn't force us to confront our own insecurities and problems. The kind of art that makes us feel safe, even if it's dumb. And that hunger for comfort? It's a symptom of a society drowning in anxiety, division, and meaninglessness. Mediocrity isn't just a style or a failure. It's a coping mechanism, a narcotic we keep injecting ourselves with to avoid the real work of living, thinking, and changing. And that's the fucked up truth that no one wants to say out loud. That our collective cultural appetite for mediocrity enables stagnation, complacency, and ultimately, decay. We reward laziness and sameness because it's easier than demanding better of our art, culture, and ourselves. So yeah, Happy Gilmore and Pokémon aren't just dumb fun. They're mirrors that are unafraid of showing us exactly who we are when we're at our most comfortable, most unambitious, and most scared. And if you think that's some comforting feel-good message, you're missing the point. Because the art of mediocrity is more than just a refuge. It's a warning that tells us if we keep chasing comfort and settling for less, we shouldn't be surprised when everything around us begins to crumble. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Make him stay, Merv. Don't let me leave, Merv. Don't let me leave, Merv. No! 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 Hehehe